This is so laughably bad. Before we get started, gotta give a few shoutouts. Devin Hurd, Springtrap129, and Mewtwo Here's a huge thumbs up to you. Thank you so much for watching Toy Gander. So every once in a while, I come across some really strange looking custom minifigures when I'm looking on AliExpress or eBay, and these are in particular I came across. They look really weird looking, and I want to compare them. They're Sonic figures. I want to see if these are one of the top worst minifigures, Lego custom minifigures that are out there, or Lego-like, or Lego knockoff, whatever you want to call it. They look bad. So let's start off with minifigure number 1. When I think of Lego memes, I think, you know, Ugandan Knuckles kind of stands within there, and this is, and I know that's been gone for a while, but if it were to come back, and if it were to be an actual Lego minifigure, this is one of the worst looking knockoffs I've seen to date, and particularly, it's not necessarily, if you take the torso and the legs, it actually looks pretty decent. I do like the overall printing on there. It's done pretty light, but it does look halfway decent, I would say. Where it looks really strange is that terrible looking face print or face mold. It just looks like, I don't know, goofy looking. It doesn't look like Knuckles at all. This is supposed to be Sonic Boom, I think. But again, it just ends up looking like Ugandan Knuckles. And if you look at the back here, look, it looks like he's got dog ears. He doesn't have dreadlocks. These are definitely dog ears, and they're flapped around. And the overall face print is just so bad. And on top of it, when you look at the bottom here, it's a hexagon, I think that's a hexagon, hole at the bottom. So it's really super tight fit to even put on top of there. Just such an embarrassment, and these are definitely living up to be one of the worst Lego minifigure knockoffs that are out there, just based on this. Now, the printing in the back, I gotta give them credit. At least they put the tail back there, and they did 360-degree printing. But it's okay if you just base it out of this. With this, oh, 2 thumbs down. Next, minifig. Whoa. Oh boy, okay, this is definitely a meme made real. Looking at this character, oh boy, I don't know where to start, because this doesn't even look like, this is supposed to be Metal Sonic, and it doesn't look anything like Metal Sonic, at least the Metal Sonic that I know of. The overall printing is really awkward. The molding is where it stands out as the worst that I've seen in a long time, and specifically the feet, like the feet, I don't know if maybe it's just the stand mold. You can kind of see the warping throughout the stand, but even the printing on the back, there's a whole bunch of extra plastic on here, so the actual character doesn't fit within these brackets right, and it's a very tight fit nonetheless. I can kind of get it on there, but just a little bit to where he could barely stand on. The other part is this head, just squishing down this head. I don't know, I think there's extra plastic in the bottom because it's preventing it from going all the way down, or it's preventing it from going even on. So it kind of just sticks straight up. There is nothing good about this head mold. The overall printing design too, even in his eye, it looks like a tumor's coming out of his eye. Very much an embarrassment. I mean, the printing on the torso and throughout the legs and the overall on that piece, again, this is pretty good, I would say, just because they have that extra like gold shine. But I don't even recall a Sonic, Metal Sonic looking like this at all. Maybe I'm missing it, maybe it's from something else, but this Metal Sonic that I know, it does not have this type of printing on it. So you guys correct me in the comments if I'm wrong on that. I probably am, but this is such a bad minifigure. I can't even, it's so embarrassing. I have to move on to the next one. Next minifigure. Okay, well, this one is actually a step maybe in the right direction. This one doesn't look as terrible, and I think the main reason why is they took the actual Sonic head mold that was made within the LEGO Dimensions figure, and they just copied that and did their own printing on that. That's the only thing that I can think of, because this is actually a halfway decent looking mold, I would say. Even the printing is okay, it's not great. It does show up a little bit light, specifically on the mouthpiece, and when the eyes transition into the mouth, it just, it's like overspray on there. The eyes look okay, but the blue, or the white on the blue, also looks like they could have gone over at least one more time. The printing on the torso is really good. I do like that. I do like that this is like Sonic Boom, and I like the look of this character. Definitely the best so far. It's by no means perfect, but it looks okay. The really weird thing on this, I don't know what's up with these stands, but it looked like somebody just took this and took it against a concrete pavement or something and just moved it back and forth vigorously until it came up, you know, how it looks right now, and threw it in the package. I don't know what's going on with these. I feel like these are tainted or something, but putting this guy back on here, he's not that bad. Let's move on to the next minifigure. Next minifig. Part 2 of Dog Ears Knuckles meme. This one is, again, very similar design. I think the exact same head print. This one has happened to somehow done even worse. And you can particularly look on the top here. There's red overspray from the red all the way onto the top of the mouth. Kind of looks like he got a sunburn or something like that. Looks really bad. This is not Sonic Boom, at least this version of him. He has some glasses right there, and he has a different printing on the bottom feet. Doesn't make this character any better or any more redeemable. It still does look terrible, especially with that horrible head mold. But this one goes down in the books as the worst one, especially compared to that first Knuckles. Next minifig. What in the world is going on here? It's kind of hard to see this character because he's all white. Let me try and actually turn down some of the brightness so you guys can see this and it's all its horribleness. I don't know what they were trying with this. I think this character's name is Silver. I'm not too familiar with him. But looking at the overall design, look, again, same thing. Torso and legs look okay. The printing is alright. Even the paint scheme is decent. But the execution falls completely flat on the head mold. And looking at this thing, look how bad that is. I don't know what they were doing here, but it just kind of like slopped right on there and stuck to the front of his head. Looks like he almost has antlers, and they stick out. They don't even fit all the way in there. They just kind of stick right out, so they're protruding way forward. Looks really ridiculous. The part that's kind of hard to see, and we'll take this off, it's really hard to see on camera, but he has this weird look on his mouth. Like he's showing this strange looking... Mouths don't even go that way. It's like up, down, up. It looks like he's smiling and frowning at the same time, and it just looks like maybe he's got to go to the bathroom, if anything. So, I don't know what's going on with this, but it is possibly one of the worst knockoff LEGO minifigures out there, and it's just such a shame because the potential is good. It's clearly, I don't even know if the potential is good, especially with these molds, but nonetheless, it's a disappointment. Next, LEGO minifigure knockoff. Well, this is not that bad. You know, in comparison with the Silver figure, I have to say Super Saiyan, I don't know, I always call him Super Saiyan Sonic, whatever, I think it's just Super Sonic or whatever it is. This one actually looks kind of decent. He looks a little bit puffy in the cheeks, and I think the fact that he has no neck, it's like, the difference between this one and this one, you can kind of see how it curves down. This one just lays flat, so it looks like there's no neck at all, and it doesn't do a good job transitioning from the head mold to the actual torso. But with that being said, I would say that this overall head mold is a lot better than some of the other ones, specifically the Ugandan Knuckles. It looks just 10 times better than that. So it is a step in the right direction. I think this overall design is pretty good. Good, decent printing on the front, printing all throughout the character. Even the fact that it's 360-degree printed is nice. The coloration is actually pretty good. Even the eyes, they have slight black lines right on the edge of the eyes, and that actually fits this character, and it's done well. But I think just the proportions are a little bit off, just in the cheek area and maybe the cheek to the neck. But besides that, it's definitely not the worst of the worst. Last custom knockoff LEGO minifigure. Guys, I promise you, I did not plan this. I just opened the packs as I saw them, and somehow, you know, when I think it was like possibly this one was the worst, somehow they actually stepped it up even better. This one came with 2 right arms, and clearly you can see there's obviously no way to put that on correctly. So this is the epitome of why you do not buy LEGO knockoff minifigures, because this is like the bottom of the barrel. This is so bad, and even the goofy doofy looking headpiece. This is just such an embarrassment. I don't know what they were thinking. There was obviously no care put into this, and they clearly ripped off somebody else's design, put it on there, and tried to make a quick buck. So this is really bad. Same concept as the other one. He does have a couple other features. You know, he's got the bandolier on there with a couple utility packs, and you can see he's got some extra doodads on his legs, and it's 360-degree print, but it doesn't matter when you have 2 right arms and antlers that stick way off out of your forehead. But this is the worst set of LEGO knockoff minifigures that I've done, at least in a very long time. Alright guys, that is what I have for today. It's that time of the video. I need you guys to let me know in the comments below on do you guys think these are the worst knockoff LEGO minifigures? Or if you guys think there are some, let me know in the comments below if it's a past video I did or something that you found that are worst. You can always share it with me on Toy Gander Toys at Instagram. Again, Toy Gander Toys on Instagram. So, guys, I just really appreciate you. Make sure you click the thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, you can help us take a gander.